Hey, what's going on, guys? So I'm going to be streaming for just a short time, just a hour. I want to, starting September 1st, I want to make a commitment that I at least get 1 hour a day between now and the October 1st of me pushing obviously the Access campaign, which is the African Commonwealth Conference for eSports Structure and Summit. Um, that's pretty much for the Ghana event or whatever the case may be. So I'm welcoming everybody into the room. Had a lot of things going on here, man. A lot of things going on. Hey, so I'm eating some popcorn here, but hold on for a second, guys. Cornelius, what's going on? Sorry about that. Yeah, you guys just came in just for just the time. I'm only going to be streaming for an hour on this particular subject, and then after that, I'm going to do my Saturday night gaming. So for those who just came in, I'm sorry for just giving you guys a little rundown on what's going on here. Pretty much, I'm going to be pushing. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be talking about the African campaign tour. If you guys have any questions about it, this is about me going to Africa later on this year. From going out from New York, I'm going to be heading to New York later on, and around later this year to go see my father. He's in the hospital for. Okay, this is why you don't eat when you're on stream. But I'm going to my father to see my father in the hospital for his Parkinson's disease diagnosis that they gave him. I'm going to be chilling in New York for a little bit, and then I'm going to leave for Africa to go to the African Commonwealth Conference for eSports Structure and Summit. Why you say that? Oh, okay. I need to finish Octopath Traveler. Oh, okay. He's talking about something else. Um, okay, Wolfie. YouTube, cool. What's going on? So, yeah, as you guys notice, let me go to the GoFundMe app so you guys can see. It's been over 1 month, and out of the 1 month, we literally raised only out of 26 people, we have only raised $281. Now that is, we've had 51 shares, as you can see here. We shared it 51 times. We have one update. I updated this is update from me. This is me getting into the Guinness Book of World Records. I will be putting another update. I want to do the whole Africa, well, Jamaica, feeding the hungry down here in Jamaica, so I'll be adding that as well. But the reason why we have not been raising any money for this particular campaign is because in the last month, and I'm talking about an entire month, I've just been under fire by some real negative people from the Twin Galaxies community. So I've never gotten a chance to really focus on this. And I said, come September, I'm going to spend, come September, I'm going to literally spend an hour every day or more, but a minimum of 1 hour every day or more to try to raise as much money as I can for that African tour before I leave out for America. So yes, another thing, donation for the GoFundMe link is in the description for those who want to actually contribute to our cause. Now a lot of you may be saying, well, what's the cause about? So let me help you guys out with that, right? I'm going to give you the video, and I'm going to mute it, and I'm going to let the video, it's an 8-minute video. It'll give you guys a live opportunity to understand what this entire tour is about. Give me 1 second. Let me grab it right now. Okay, why is this not going here? Give me 1 second. It's loading. YouTube is loading up. So okay, this is it's on page 2. And then once you guys see the video, you'll get a better understanding. Then I'm gonna search through social media about what's going on in Africa and gaming, or just Africa in general. Here we go. All right, it's loading up. Let's pause that. Let's maximize the screen. I know I paused it. I know I paused it. I don't know why it played anyway, but whatever. Let's maximize the screen right here. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to mute myself and then I'm going to let this play, so you guys can get the full understanding of the actual tour that I'm doing. Enjoy. Hello everybody, my name is Isaiah Triforce Johnson. I'm a former professional gamer. To give you a little background and history on what I've done in professional gaming, I'm a multi-Guinness World Record holder. I'm also the CEO and founder of the most documented tournament winning video game team in the world, Arcadia, and I am also the first African to be inducted into the International Video Game Hall of Fame for the class of 2016. I bring this to you guys because there's something that's very important to me that I would like to accomplish as one of the goals in my life, and that is to inspire Africans worldwide, mainly on the motherland, about our place in gaming. It is important to note that gaming has always been a part of the African culture. This goes back to ancient Africans in Egypt, Queen Nefertari playing games like Senet. We've always been involved in games, and we've competed throughout the times until games was created into a sport by the Europeans, and we have always participated and shown our excellence when we play games competitively. In this modern era, we are now in the age of eSports, which is electronic games. This is where you take video games and you make it competitive like a sport. It's played like a sport. And the video game industry, especially the esports industry, is a booming billion-dollar industry. However, where are we as Africans within this billion-dollar industry? I'd like to take the time to go back home to Africa and share the wealth of knowledge and experience to help uplift and empower my people in Africa to become the next generation superstars and champions to represent us in this global phenomenon called esports. Later this year, in December, Ghana will host its annual Playbox Gamerfest event. At the Playbox Gamerfest event, I'm looking to attend so that I could be a keynote speaker at this event that they're going to be hosting called the Access Summit. The Access Summit stands for the African Commonwealth Conference for Esports Structure Summit. Here, many of the leaders of esports in Ghana will be working with me, and we'll also be doing talks and keynote speeches and things of that nature to help, inspire, uplift, and empower other Africans, not just in Ghana, but throughout the entire African continent, to help build esports infrastructures for Africans by Africans, so that we can also contribute to the esports industry globally. There I will share a lot of the things that I have done, what I've learned here in the West, predominantly the United States and the Caribbean, on what it takes for Africa to actually set this infrastructure up for gamers. Normally, to get things like this done, I would usually go to take out a loan or something like that, or look for sponsors or investors. But something like this, that's going to be for us, by us, needs to be from us. So I look to my own people, Africans or black people who identify with being Africans around the world, to help me with this GoFundMe campaign so that I can be able to attend the Playbox Ghana's Gamerfest, in which they'll host the Access Summit. In the coming weeks leading up to December, I will continue to provide content on how I'm helping to set up the infrastructure for esports for our people, not just on a business level, but also on a social level. From educating, going to schools, showing how we can build our own social media platforms, sharing our legacy, and because the legacy that we built with our team isn't just ours, it's for all African people. I want our people to know that what we have done is what we have done, not what I have done or just our small set. It's what we have done as a whole. We'll be providing more information later in this video. You'll be seeing a lot of our colleagues in Africa, Kwesi from Ghana, Nathan from Kenya, who endorsed me to actually come out to Ghana for this event. This is for our next generation, for them to be able to see when they look up to their esports champions, they're looking at somebody that looks like them. This has a profound psychological effect on our people, and they need to be able to look to themselves and look to their own image to be able to contribute to represent us in the global esports industry. Let me go to Kwesi and then Nathan for their words of endorsement for me to come out to Africa.
Hi, my name is Kwesi Hayford, and I'm president of Ghana eSports. In December, we present to you the Gamerfest 2018. We're inviting Tryford Johnson to Ghana to participate with us to strengthen the eSports Africa. Thank you, Tryford, and welcome to Ghana.
Hi, my name is Nathan Misuko, the founder and CEO of NextGen Limited, Kenya's premier gaming company. I'd like to take this time to extend a warm welcome to Tryford Johnson, who's planning to come to Africa. I look forward to meeting with him in Accra and also listening to him as he speaks to the young people about the things he's done in gaming industry, the achievements he's made, and any other advice he can about how they can get into the gaming industry. Tryford, I've known you for the last 4 years and have been amazed with the work you've been doing, and I look forward to hearing it in person. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Kwesi, and thank you, Nathan, for your words of encouragement and your endorsement for me to attend your event in Africa later on this year. To give you guys a little bit more of what Playbox Ghana is and Gamerfest, as I said before, it is an annual event that they host, and they're looking to team up with people throughout Africa, not just Ghana, to help expand their brand of esports. We want to have this as a domino effect. This happens in Ghana, this also then will happen in Kenya and Nigeria and so forth, until all countries in Africa have one huge esports infrastructure. They can then make a federation from that. But it all starts from the people. Thank you guys for listening to this message. I look forward to providing you more content in this campaign for me to go to Africa for the Access event. All right, guys, so there we are. What is that? Okay, sorry about that. I had some popcorn stuff on my lips or whatever. But that is pretty much our promo. If you go to the GoFundMe, you can see the GoFundMe in the description below. But if you go into the GoFundMe, you'll if you go into the description below, you'll see the GoFundMe. It'll take you to our GoFundMe page, which is here labeled on the screen, and you can make your donation. Anyone who wants to make a donation, please make your donation. But more importantly, leave a comment and share it on your wall to other people who are interested in helping in this actual campaign. It's very important. Uh, just from a human point of view and a bit an industry point of view, when countries like Africa, China, and India get involved in esports, those three countries need to be done. It can't just be Europe. It can't just be Korea, and it can't be the United States alone. That is not going to make esports the trillion-dollar industry it will eventually be. It has to be done as a global effect because esports involves everybody in the world. And China, Africa, and India has literally plus 3 billion people in just those areas alone when you combine them. Over 3 billion. And the rest of the world makes up the other 4 to 5 billion people that are remaining on the planet. So this is a significant. It's almost literally half the world's population that we need to get in. China has already made its move. I've spoken to India representatives from India who are also trying to make the move in India, but my ethnic group's responsibility and obligation is to the people of Africa, my people. I need to focus on them, which is why I work with everyone. As you guys already know, Empire Arcadia started out of the United States, and we've done all we can in the United States. And as you guys already know, with the foolishness going on, it's time for Empire Arcadia to expand itself. Not necessarily move on, but we need to expand ourselves because it's going to be very difficult for us to continue to work in the United States if we do not expand our power and our reach and our network. So the next stop, well, we had like a little, we call it the reverse slave trade route. So instead of coming from Africa to the Caribbeans to America, it's now from America to the Caribbeans back to Africa. So, and I've been here in Jamaica since 2012, back and forth in the United States. So I've spent the last, let's see, it's 2018, 2012. So I spent the last 5 to 6 years here in Jamaica working on the Caribbean, from VXG to Cyberbox to working with the people at Clan Pro Circuit and all the other different esports entities out here in the Caribbean. And now I want to make my move back to the homeland of Africa, especially Ghana, where my father's descendants come from, and help push the entire esports infrastructure, build an esports infrastructure in Ghana, and then network it throughout the entire continent of Africa, which will then network and spread throughout the entire world. And in order for me to do this, I'm going to need the help from all my friends, supporters of Empire Arcadia, and most importantly, my people. So, you know, oh wait, I said no, I said the continent. Africa is a continent. It's not a country. There are many countries in Africa. I don't know if anyone got that from me, or I may have misspoke. It's very possible because I misspeak a lot of times. What I mean to say, I don't necessarily say it. But in case that came out wrong, I just corrected it. Yeah, I also need to get my views up to PewDiePie level. But we'll go once I get to Africa. I'm gonna start that campaign to go for the PewDiePie views. Our goal will be to get 1 million subscribers on our YouTube channel. So hopefully that works. Let me take a look at some stuff here. I want to give a special shout out to several people who have donated in the past. Shout out to Edwin, who it was 17 days ago, he donated $20. Storm Norm, he dropped some money on us. Piccolo's son, who dropped 50. Jarion, Aaron from Ghana, he's this guy who dropped it. Aaron Botang, he's from literally Ghana, he's from eSports. Sean, shout out to Calibus. Lawrence Davis dropped some money. Billy Mitchell dropped some money. Yeah, that's actually Billy Mitchell, guys. I'm not playing. Like, that's the real Billy Mitchell. Let me see the other people. John Hugh, thank you for your donation. We got an anonymous $13 donation. We have Ab who donated, Jeff who donated. Oh, I know who this guy is. Super Sky. He's in our YouTube chat. Thank you for your $5 donation. Warren, shout outs to Warren in Ohio. He dropped $25. Trap Lord with the $5 donation. Any donations you see from me, Isaiah Triforce Johnson, is literally from the stream altogether. Evil Jagan with 5, another 7 from the stream. Sahil with 5, Katarina with 14, Carl, which is King Joker for 5. We have our guys Sub Robin with another. Where's Sub Robin with $6? Shadow Master with 5, Alan with 5, and then Lance Ustash with 5, along with the anonymous donation and Kwesi, who's from Ghana. But we got a donation that just came in from Zuru. I was having a shut eye. What did I miss? Oh boy. And then Zuru comes in with his devilish donations. Thank you, Zuru, for the $1.88 donation. After the stream, after this the African campaign tour stream, Zuru, I'll come back and I'll put you on to what's going on. Who's this? Q43 donated $43. Okay, shout outs to Q43. I appreciate the donation. Random, you must be new. I've never heard of you before, Q. Donations made on our stream also goes to the campaign. So just to let you guys know, let me give you guys an update. Someone had donated $1,000 to our stream, which was supposed to just go towards the support of the stream channel. But because last month we overflowed on our stream, because we had a goal to make 1,500, we had overflowed that goal, and on top of it, we had made $1,000 earlier in the year that was supposed to go to the Africa tour, but unfortunately things came upon our end. We had a big campaign and we had to borrow against that money. So the $1,000 that the guy gave us in last month's, well, actually, yeah, last month's, because it actually happened in August, which was last Sunday, literally last Sunday. That $1,000 goes here. So I know you guys are looking, you see $289, but in reality, it's $1,289. So some people says, why don't you just dump that money into the GoFundMe, Triforce? Well, if I put that money in GoFundMe, GoFundMe eats a percentage of that $1,000. So it doesn't make sense to put the money in there. Just make sure that we have it on the side. So it really reads $1,289. So keep that in mind. Just want everybody to know that. But Zuru and Q4, thank you for the donations on the stream. I appreciate it. Does anyone have any questions from the YouTube chat to take? Let me scroll up and read what a couple of you guys have been saying before we then run on Facebook. Let's see what's going on in Facebook with Africa and so forth. And I'll give you guys some updates as well. Tomorrow there's a big, I'm going to be streaming early in the daytime before I do the sponsor stream, because there's an actual tournament going on in Ghana where they will be hosting a Mortal Kombat and a Injustice 2 tournament that's going on in Ghana. And when they're streaming it, I'm going to stream them. And I'm sorry, that'll be a part of my daily African campaign. Later on at night, we'll have our sponsor stream chat and we'll be chilling and having a good time. But let's take a look at what somebody guys says. Theresa May is making a push in South Africa for when Brexit exits. Well, she's smart. That's how that works. All eyes on Africa. Dudes, everybody got to return to the motherland. This is how this works. Sharper Whisper, I can be down with this. Thank you, Sharper, for supporting YouTubical. I love to get a copy of that video to upload and share. YouTubical, the video is literally in the GoFundMe, but for the sake of the of what you're looking for, right? Let me grab this video. I'm gonna grab you the actual video. Here we go. I'm gonna put it in the YouTube chat, guys. So YouTubical, here it is. There you go. So let's see here. I just put the link for the YouTube video directly in the chat. So anyone who's interested in taking that video and sharing amongst your social media outlets, please do. So I'd love to get a copy. Africa, I already answered that. Yeah, it's crazy. Look at Ghost News channel. That will pass PewDiePie soon. It's an Indian channel with all Indian viewers. So many damn people there. Yeah, it's a billion people. The guy needs a fraction. The guy needs 1% and he'll pass PewDiePie. 1% of the population in India and he'll pass that, which is one of the things I'm going to be doing in Africa. I need 1% of my African people to support my YouTube channel. Game. Cornelius, need to get Triforce up those ALKs here. Are you permanently moving to Africa? Samuel, in the immediate future, yes. My final resting spot will be Africa, but I will be doing a heavy traveling through the Caribbean and the US. So it's not like I'm going to be permanently there. It's going to be like what I'm doing here in Jamaica right now. For the most part, I live here in Jamaica, but I go and I visit the United States for events and business. So I travel to the US for business and events. Soon I'm going to be living in Africa. I'll stop down, check my family down here, like my mother-in-law and whatnot. My wife will be with me, so she's going to want to visit her mother. So obviously we'll stop by Jamaica every now and then. But I will be in Africa. I just can't go to Africa just yet because there's a lot of things that has to be done here in the West. And when I go to Africa, I have to make sure that I have the proper internet structure set up like I do here in Jamaica, fiber optic in the works. So I don't see me moving to Africa until like a next 2 or 3 more years from now. So, but for the most part, I'm here in Jamaica, which is an African island. So consider I'm already in Africa to begin with. Um, let's see here. Yo, I just got exactly what country in Africa you going to. I'm going to Ghana. Why Ghana exactly? I've been working with the people, the gamers in Ghana since 2012. I've been working with these guys for a very long time. We were trying to set up a federation. Unfortunately, non-native Africans, I say non-native Africans, let me explain myself, because I believe every person on the planet is African. White people, orange people, red people, blue people, black people, everyone. Everyone is African. The origin of human civilization comes out of Africa. People have migrated to other parts of the world, and due to geographical and climate, whatever, food and diet, different ethnic groups were formed. Those in the Caucasus Mountains of Europe were called Caucasians. Those in the Eurasia area were called Asians. Those in the Americas were called Americans. And blah, 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 whatever. But they all descended from the cradle of civilization, which is the African continent. And if you want to get all political and specifically, we're talking about in the area of the Nile. So we're talking Ethiopia. But let's not get into that. So for me, I've been talking to those people because I want to work with my people directly and help them. So we've been working with Ghana since a long time ago. Like I said, we want to set up a federation, and non-native Africans, this means whites and Arabs, were only interested in working with us if they had control. So that kind of didn't work. Thus, and because I'm over here and not there, I can't stabilize things because we always have colonizers looking to get involved in the stuff that we do, and they don't want to share or work with us, much like the situation in South Africa right now. 9% of the population, majority white, let's not even say majority white, 9% is white, controls 78% of the landmass. 80%, well, no, 91% of the landmass now, which is native black Africans, have 20% of the land to live on. They're asking the 9%, can you please share the resources in the land? And the 9% is like, no. Our forefathers stole this fair and square and bought some of it fair and square. That's not our problem. You should suffer. Colonizers. So, now since they don't want to work, then it's up to us to be self-determined to make it work for ourselves. So like Akon and the very few West Africans, meaning African people who live in the West, we're returning home to come help our people. Some people may feel this is somewhere along the lines of me being racist. I don't understand how. If you put any other skin color in this particular situation, I'd be all for supporting their self-determination and their right to survival and prosperity, especially when you're asking people to share. But when people are not interested in sharing and they're interested in taking all the resources for themselves, and then on top of that they want to control, and it's not really theirs to control, then nah, I can't be with that. I gotta go support my people. So that's why I'm going back there, and that's why I'm helping the people in Ghana and so forth. It requires boots on the ground, so to speak. Let us get on further with what you guys are saying here. And how far is your goal? Well, yeah, we're 1,300, so we're about a third of the way. If you're looking at 6,000, we've almost made 33%. So, and we still have we have all the way up until November because I'm leaving in December. So if we can do $2,000 a month, $2,000 in September, 2,000 October, 2,000 November, I'm set. So we'll be doing that. There's a gaming summit where he'll be speaking at. Oh, okay, you're explaining that. Okay, someone broke it. There you go, Q43. Thank you, Q. All right, Epic Steve. I used to like PewDiePie back in the day. He get Damien, then he started making weird videos. Okay, that's PewDiePie. Don't want to get into that. All right, watch this video, Fernando. Dempsey the Pro. Thank God you're going back to Africa. Thank you, Dempsey. Okay, return to the original land. Blah blah blah. Chemic God, what's going on? Hotep, my brother. Dempsey. 1% of India is way less than 60 million. I don't. Are you stupid or just not thinking? I don't know the exact numbers of India. I know it's 1 point something billion. I think you got the point of me saying 1% would break the numbers I need to represent on YouTube. I'm just trying to get 1 million subs. And so yeah, me going to Africa, yeah. What is with the he's saying dumb stuff. Oh, okay. Dempsey is a first worlder. Oh, okay. So he's hypercritical to every single thing. Oh, and he's also racist because I'm reading the rest of his stuff. There are gamers in Ghana, so see, racist. Because it's an African country, you can't understand. All right. I didn't know this guy's talking. Can someone show Dempsey the door? Thank you. Can someone in the one of my mods show Dempsey the door? Thank you for showing up and supporting our channel with your view, Dempsey. Greatly appreciated. But your time here has expired. Anyway, so let's see. I Africa, you Africa, he Africa, she African. Oh, African, sorry. They got internet, obviously. I'm sure some remote villages don't have cable internet, but most of them can. Africa is just like Jamaica. In Jamaica, we have certain areas where you have internet, Spanish Town, Kingston, Mobay, Negril, etc., etc. We have those places that have internet and stuff like that. But then there's a country parts of Jamaica that has no internet. And it's the same thing that goes on in Africa. So it's not like I'm most likely I'll be in a car, so it's not make a difference. I'm going to be in a city area, so there will be internet there. They got so let me go on here. Cornelius, of course, you hear the. All right, so let's see. This guy's a troll. Guys, don't feed into Dempsey. He's a troll. He's clearly a troll. Is there if there's a traffic jam out there? Oh yeah, there's I live right outside of a huge market, so I live upstairs and my windows open and there's cars and stuff outside, so can't really do anything about that. I apologize. Dempsey, we live in the age of the internet. For you to sit here and think that there's no internet in the in Africa, you're racist. You pretty much are. You could try to act stupid about it, but we live in the internet age. Perhaps 10, 20 years ago, then I'd be like, hey, you don't know what's going on, but yeah. Yeah. Yo, Zoo is stupid. Wait, he said monster kill? Yeah. My man got eviscerated. Yeah, I don't have time. I've literally lost my patience on a lot of these racist guys who hide behind computers with their little stupid comments, come in and say stupid crap. You know, why don't you move to New York? I just moved from New York, KLM. I lived in New York most of my life. I was raised in New York, but when 2013, when we lost our gamer house, I was homeless. So I was living in the street, literally. for a very long time. I didn't. I just came out of being homeless last year. When you saw me come on to New York for the switch line, I just met with my fiance here in Jamaica and found a place to live. Before that, 2016, 15, 14, 13, I was living in the street. I was running Empire Arcadia out of McDonald's and Starbucks. So, and I kept my head above the water and just treaded water, and I found land. So here I am. Um, let's see here. It's expensive to live in New York. You must be homesick, maybe. Not really. In the future, Kemet, I want to go to Ethiopia, Morocco. I'm definitely going to Ethiopia. We have a member from Empire Arcadia who's from Eritrea, which are pretty much they're now
Where
Ethiopia
is
and Eritrea is together. What's going on, Dusk?
where is Earth Ethiopia?
Ethiopia is East Africa.
Oh,
It's
I
literally by
don't
the
know a lot of geography, so
um. Think of it as one of the countries close to the Middle East. They're literally divided by the Nile River. Oh,
oh, okay.
yeah. Good thing they didn't call the police on you. All right. All right. So product placement. So yeah. Going back to a place where they call a place called home, in which most of us has never been. Home being Africa. Yeah. Horn to, oh, okay, he said the horn to Africa. Think of Africa as, look at the Africa as a continent. You know the horn part of it? That's pretty much where Ethiopia is.
Oh, okay.
Barden, Ethiopia and Eritrea are not beefing. In fact, of recent, they're deciding to just come together. A lot of things are going on in Africa. A lot of people are not aware of because, well, the West doesn't cover Africa news. You have to go CCTV Africa, Press TV, BBC Africa, or RT Africa to go find out because the West doesn't really cover Africa like that. Yes, Dwight is right. I'm on the internet. My cost of living here in Jamaica is far more better. In fact, $1,000 a month here in Jamaica, and I literally can pay rent. I can pay light. I can pay fiber optic internet, food, and still have a little bit of money so that I can live a comfortable, meager life. That will never happen in America. New York? What? Beat it. Never. Rent alone is like minimum rent in America. Certain in most cities and places, you're looking at $1,000 minimum. No, don't worry about food. Don't worry about light. Don't worry about internet. Just rent alone. One room studio. I live in a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, living room, kitchen, and dining room house. Like, come on, man. They're like, obviously, I'm gonna live here. Meta, what's going on? Shout outs to Meta. Yo, why is Dempsey still in here? Do I gotta actually go and just remove? Oh, that's right. My mods can't ban people. They can only time people out. Hold on. Let me see something here.
Actually, kind of channel that needs banned.
McDonald's, now a proud sponsor
Oh,
of
no.
Empire Arcadia. Okay, that's a funny donation.
Who did that?
Some guy called McDonald's. Um, I thought there was no internet in Africa. How is that racist? Okay, let me explain to you how that's racist. One, Africa is an entire continent. So the fact that you didn't know that, it's either you can pick which version you want. Either you're a racist or you're a blithering idiot. One of the two. So you can choose which one. I won't even get, you don't get the ignorant card here. We're in 2018, so, and you have the internet, so you can't play ignorant to it. So you're just either a blithering idiot or a racist. So you could choose. Choose which one. So my man goes on to say, so confused. Everything I hear about Africa is poor and kids need food, etc. You are overthinking, oversensitive if that's racist to you. Listen to what you just said. Yo, this guy is crazy. This guy is crazy. Oh man, this guy can't. Let's just educate him. Fernando, I don't think it's possible to educate a guy like this. This just doesn't make any sense to educate somebody like this. Let me go check on the GoFundMe. Let me see what's going on here. I will come back here. McDonald's is spreading disease through.
He's here now. He's gone.
Oh, he's gone now? Oh well. What's I don't know if there's an exchange rate between
something.
Oh. I don't think there's an exchange rate between Africa and Jamaica. You got to pick a country in Africa for exchange. Exactly. Africa is a continent, guys. You can't blame them. They haven't been they've been taught by racist Triforce. Well, I know. That much I know, Kemet. He's been taught by racists. So that's their mentality. They don't know. But I still don't care whether he's taught by racists or not. You literally have the internet these days. You can literally... Black Panther has been in every aspect of society. There is absolutely, positively, 100% no way you could just not know about Africa. That's just... It doesn't even make any sense. True, Kemet, but it's 2018. He should just open his eyes and look at other places in the world. Oh man, so is this what this is about? So, Cool Cat, what makes me an idiot? This one I want to hear. I want to see. So let's go over here to my Facebook and let's go check while Cool Cat writes down his dissertation as to why I'm an idiot.
Wait. Don't tell me he's here on a secondary account.
He could be.
He could be.
Wait a minute. How long is this? All right. All right. Oh, so this is a 6-minute video when representatives of Ghana came here to Jamaica a couple months ago to apologize for the king of Ghana as apologizing for selling some of its African slaves to the Spanish for the transatlantic slave trade. So this was a historical and cultural moment here in Jamaica. I have this in one of my groups and stuff like that. Yeah, I actually know about this. This actually happened in Jamaica not too long ago. What you're watching here on the top of the stream. But let us move down. Let's see what's going on. Alright, let's see. Catholic priest dies while preaching. This is, well, we're on YouTube, so I can't show that, so I gotta move forward. As a nuns, okay. Some guys talking about no such thing as white Africans. What?
African.
Hold on, let me go back.
What are you talking about? Most South Africans are like, aren't they all white?
Nah, 9% of the people in South Africa are white, and they're immigrants. They come
they're all like British immigrants.
Yeah, they came in due to land grabs and all that type of stuff. But this guy here is saying no such thing as white Africans. I want to hear what he has to say about this. Let me hear this.
Specifically, the
hundreds of years.
So many whites in South Africa is because it's on the same lateral area away from the equator as Britain is, and it's easier to farm for them.
All right, let me see. There's something here. Hold on one second. Let me hear what he has to say. All right, play.
For hundreds of years. White South Africans? How the fuck do you steal African? You're Dutch. I mean, that's some gangster shit. Like, white people said, I'm gonna be African. What? That's like me saying I'm Chinese. Like, if I said I was Chinese, I grew up in China, I don't know nothing else, and I say, hey guys, I'm Chinese. Would you believe me, Vlad? Would you believe me?
You wouldn't even say Chinese. Yeah, I'm West Chinese. I know I don't look like the other Chinese. That's because I'm West Chinese.
I'm West Chinese? Yeah. You know, would that be even... People wouldn't believe it because they wouldn't believe black people had that kind of power to do that. But so that's, for me, that movie, like, just...
Okay, I guess they're talking about a movie. I guess if you're talking about ethnic groups, like black people can't go to China and say I'm Chinese. So he's pretty much saying, how can Dutch people come to South Africa and say I'm South African? If you're looking at it from that point, he has a point. But when I say all people are African, I'm talking about from the genetic coding of the human being. Did you know that many vaccines are made using tissue from aborted baby? Whoa, we're just gonna come down here. Ah, my man, Julius. Speaking on the lies about the white farmers being killed in South Africa. I actually did. He's this is Julius from the Economic Freedom Fighters in South Africa, who when people are saying that black South Africans are going around genociding white Africans, which is just how people just come up with this foolishness is ridiculous. Oh, the Council of Nicaea. That's a different topic. Let's stick to the African stuff. Um, this is okay. That's a different topic altogether. I want to kind of stick to African. Let me come back in here and read up the comments that was made here. Okay, Triforce, you're an idiot. All right, so I asked him to give me a reason. A lot of Americans will live and die never traveling outside of the States. Sometimes I don't blame their ignorance. You have a point there, Sho. You definitely have a point there. Kisan says I will die in Japan. Hollow, every time I come here, you're talking about Africa. I'm African, Hollow. That's how that works. um, like, what else were you like? That's yeah. Anyway, get those Logan Paul videos. No views. Okay, Fernando. Yo, chat. Help me out. I already have 2 mains in Dragon Ball. Okay. All right. Let me see something. Spaniards. I'm Spanish. Kill the natives in America. Mesoamerica, the real name. That's just true. Alright. Dwight says you're born if you're born there you're African. No, that's not how that works, Ahalo. That's not how that works. Yo, try. How do you feel about underage gambling problem in Africa? That's a problem. Kids shouldn't be gambling, period. That's my opinion. White people came okay. Alright. Alright. For those who don't know, not everybody, if you're talking about skin color, just the hue of skin color, not every single person in Africa is black because you have albino people. We have them here in Jamaica too. Albino people come out of black people. 2 black people. I'm talking about black as this bag. And then they have an albino child. It's because the recessive gene, something happened with the melanin gene, it didn't activate it, didn't give them the melanation. Does that mean they're not African? They're still African. All right. It's still a theory, not actual fact that everyone came out of Africa. Well, the majority of humanity comes out of Africa because the majority of humanity is melanated. So, if you want to exclude white people, which I just think that's just wrong to exclude white people from Africa, because even on the walls of Egypt, you see the different color sets of people. If we're going back genetically, the World Bank has a DNA bank with all the blood in it of all the different races out there. Everyone has one DNA strand that comes from out of Africa. Everyone on the planet. Now, I'm not talking about conspiracy theory, reptilian half people and all this other. I'm just sticking to human beings, guys. I'm just sticking to human beings. Normal human beings of all color, all genetically have a code that trace back to Africa, to the first human being out of Africa. Let's try to keep it simple and not try to get into this aliens and dudes from the planet Saturn and yeah. Let's just what is your African kingdom in ancient times? I don't know who that question is. Southern Africans are a large population of white immigrants, mostly of which are from the Netherlands and Britannia. All right, so you said that's not how it works. I'm Brazilian and my father has white skin and my mother as well, but my mother has a black mom and a Middle Eastern father, so everyone is mixed. No more such thing as pure blood people. No, no, no one's talking about pure blood anything. We're just talking about everyone being African. Tiger Senju Chris. One day I will find out exactly what I am, but all I know is now I'm Puerto Rican. That's fine. That works. I'm from Hollow says he's from Mars. Welcome, Martian. All right, here. I'm gonna spend a few more minutes here on this, and then I'm gonna take like a 10-minute break. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna get back to gaming, guys. Just wanted to see how much we could raise in terms of for the Africa tour. So healthcare design tour. Wow, Julius is all over the news, boy. Yeah, we knew that. What? Advanced effective relief ointment. What is this for? Boosts healing and promotes new cell growth. What is this? Oh, okay. So some of the things I watch on YouTube is just straight buffoonery.
People who don't know their history just move about like ordinary chaff which is being blown by that with the wind. But those who know their history try to keep the pride that the great ancestors created for them. If we want to maintain our status, maintain our stature, we need to have background of what happened in the past and try not to go away from it. Maintain it. It need be modify it to suit conditions as prevailing presently.
That's my boy Ziggy. Ziggs. What's going on here? What the hell? Alright. Never mind. We're just gonna ignore that. The Honorable Marcus Garvey. Alright, so let me see what you guys are saying here. Alright, donation link in the GoFundMe. Yeah, oh, yeah, the donation link is in the description, guys. Yo, try. Do you watch or at least watch the Boondocks TV show? Yes, I watched the entire Boondocks. Yeah, I definitely do. I mean, you say your favorite African king. I meant to say your favorite African kingdom in BCE. That's hard because everyone's gonna tell you Egypt, some nonsense like that, but people don't even know that the Kushites were before the Egyptians. The only reason why people pick Egypt is because a lot of the ancient history is still there for you to see, and it's commercialized. But I picked the Kush. I'm not saying to exclude anyone. All I'm saying is that there's a theory. Also, there's 100,000 years of undocumented history of man. So to use Egypt or any civilization artifact is misleading. Just saying. Well, as a black man who parents are from Jamaica, and their grandparents, well, my father anyway, whose father was a slave from the slave trade. I don't know about you guys, but like Jamaica just gained its independence in the last 50 years. So 100 years ago, it's not like, you know, so funny that a lot of people don't understand, like this generation doesn't understand. You guys are aware slavery isn't even 100 years old in terms of when it ended. It's still, we're not even a full century out of chattel slavery. Let's say it like that, chattel slavery, right? We still have some form of slavery, but like, you guys do know it'll be about 2050 something before. When did we get the civil rights? Martin Luther King, 60, 70? 2070 is when you can officially say it's been 100 years at the end of slavery. It's 2018. You guys are acting like something, some vast timeline. Nah, dogs, we still here. So my father, who's 60 something, I'm 40. His grandfather, slave, straight out of Ghana. Yeah, I'm still directly descended from straight out of Africa. Like, and the difference with me is I'm not going to continue to have my bloodline in terms of from me, because my brothers already had children in America. My child is not being born in the West. That's not happening. My wife gets pregnant, we out. Africa. We staying there for 9 months. My child will be born in Africa. We're breaking the chain. That's just not happening. My child would not be born into slavery. My last name, Johnson, that's getting eviscerated. That's not happening. John's son, beat it. Never. That name's gone. Isaiah can stay because it's really from Isaac, which goes back to Hebrew and blah, 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 and whatever. Triforce is my actual name. But Johnson, eviscerated. That name is out of here. So, and my child will never have that name. That's not happening. So, in terms of that, like, in terms of what you're saying, like, you know, it's undocumented history, I'm just focusing on me. And as a black man, right, I choose to recognize all human beings as Africans. We're all Afro and whatever nationality we choose. Afro-European, Afro-American, and when I mean Afro-American, that means the whole Americas, period. So, or Afro-Puerto Rican, if you're in the Caribbean islands, Afro-Dominican, Afro-Brazilian, Afro-Japanese, Afro-Chinese, everyone is Afro, then whatever nationality you pick, except for Africans. They're just Africans. It's not Afro, because you can't say Afro-African. That doesn't make any sense. You just say African. I am not African-American. I am not African-Jamaican. I am African, period. No one's gonna, you don't steal my people, bring them over here and put a label on us and tell us that's what it is. Really? Well, I'm African. Come change that. Come change that. Let me see you. I'd like to see you come change that. What will your new last name be? Amon's son. And not Amen. Amon. And if you're wondering what that means, it means God. So God's son. As we are all God's children. I don't know. You can't really say there was slavery until MLK in the US, but you can definitely argue about the human rights. No. I'm using America as a timetable. What I'm trying to tell you is that That's not how it really worked down here in Jamaica. I'm talking about what's going on in Jamaica and the Caribbean islands. Like a lot of that, like things were still a problem. B. Remember, Marcus Garvey had to leave Jamaica and come to America to create the Pan-African movement. That was like literally in early 1900s. It's literally wait, let me go check the Google right now. Let me check Google on something. When's Marcus Garvey 100th anniversary? Marcus Garvey 100th anniversary. There it is. When's this anniversary due? Marcus Garvey anniversary is coming up. Burning Spear. What is Facebook? I think the 100th anniversary already passed. Yup, 2014. Marcus Garvey 100th anniversary passed. 1914 to 2014. Now, Marcus Garvey came up to America literally to push the global African movement and the what's the word for this thing here? And the liberation from us. So if you're gonna go by Marcus Garvey's point of view, and Marcus Garvey's Jamaican, and it's 1914, dogs, we only 4 years over the slavery mark in just Jamaica. Just 4 years. So so like I said, I choose to represent all people in the world as African, but in this particular situation, I'm focusing on our people, right? Other Afro people around the world, they focus on their people. The Chinese focus on theirs, the Europeans focus on theirs, the Russians focus on theirs, the Jewish focus on theirs, the Japanese focus on theirs, the Korean focuses on theirs, the Spanish focuses on theirs. But do Africans focus on theirs? So I don't want to get into other people's stuff. That's for them. I got to represent my team. You know, we all play in this game of life. So think of it like the basketball. Each basketball team is a different ethnic group. They all play in the NBA, which represents life. But they all represent their individual teams. So it's a competition. So my team is losing. In fact, my team has lost for the last 500 years. We fell from greatness when we ruled the world. But in the last 1,000, 2,000 years, our team fell off. We're like the Cleveland Browns or whatever it is, and we needed to get it back to like the Cleveland Cavaliers, where we need to get a chip. And it's just been a while, so that's what we're focusing on. Much respect to your opinion and views. Will you ever get into a decoded series with any Nintendo game? Nah. I'll stick with Zelda. I don't want to do any more. It's just so taxing mentally. I'm surprised most African Americans never changed their name from Jump. I know a lot did, but most never. Commercializing. A lot of Africans in America are it's promoted to them to keep their American slave names because they just think it's a stature thing. They're American, you know. That means they're the jump off. What? Time out. What's going on? What was that about? Okay. All right, we're going to spend 10 more minutes on this, guys, and before we move on, and I'm going to take a break, go catch some food, and then we're going to jump on our stream for some games. I'll read a couple more comments from you guys. Some Africans in America have an identity problem. Some? Try the word most. There's land of Punk Kingdom of the Met, Nox civilization, South civilization, and all right. There are more than Egypt. Oh, of course. Egypt is just the most commercially recognized. That's all I was saying, Komet. It's just the most recognized. I don't really know much about the Jamaican history, so Was there a lot of white people live in Jamaica, or were the slave mainly in the? No, a lot of white people didn't live in Jamaica, but you have to understand. Well, first of all, Jamaica is a very unique country because what the heck is that playing in the background? One second, one second, one second. Buffoonery. I had to remove it. Like Haiti was the first Caribbean slave island to get its own to actually get its own freedom from slavery, because they literally just killed all of their white suppressors. That they're just not. They was like, oh, yeah, I think this is a game. Hack, 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 and stripped off the skins of their slave masters' back and dipped the pen quill ink using their blood and wrote their constitution on it. Long story short, it was the Moors that came down with the Maroons here in Jamaica to help liberate it as well. But Jamaica didn't get as bloody as Haiti. Just to let you know, they promoted out there that Jamaica was the first to get its independence. Not true. It is Haiti, and this is a Jamaican telling you this. It was Haiti, but they just try to keep dissing Haiti, and we don't respect or represent lies. So, but Haiti did come to Jamaica, helped the Maroons here, and we weren't playing no games. They saw what was going to happen in Jamaica, much like what happened in Haiti, and the Queen was like, "All right, chill, chill, chill. Let's just work with you. Rather than you be a colony of Britain, you become a Commonwealth." They just made a nicer name for it. That's it. And Jamaica settled into that. So there's some parts of Jamaica where the Rastafarian and the Maroons, they live outside of the law of British rule. And then the rest of Jamaica is run by the Queen. Try. Don't you feel like that we are all human and not all African kind of disagree with you on that? Africans are humans. That's the point. I'm just naming it different from saying humans. That's it. Where did humans first come from? Documented, where did humans first come from? Africa. So we are Africans, i.e. humans. Same thing. So whether you want to chalk us up as humans or Africans, whichever one. When I say Africans, I mean humans. That's literally what I mean. You should be an African history teacher. I want to use video games to teach our next generation our history, because it's something that kids will actually be interested in. They actually will be interested in it. And I want to use YouTube as a platform to do that, as a gaming channel. Because once the kids find interest in it, they'll suck it up. Let me see something. Maybe it's Asians' turn on us, on top. Who knows? What kind of food do you eat in Jamaica? All vegetation, ackee and saltfish, kalaloo, pop choy, broccoli, a lot of the vegetables, carrots and stuff like that. I've reduced my meat count to like 1 piece of meat a day until I get rid of chicken. Well, let me not, hold on, this guy's gonna honk his horn all day. Until I reduce it down to, and when I say meat, it's really just chicken. I don't eat any other version of meat. Until I could just cancel chicken out altogether and just eat fish, and then cancel fish out until I get to Africa. Listen to Stevie Wonder misrepresent the people. American campaigns, Kemet. American campaigns. Maroons are the Jabari tribe. Yeah, right. First recognized independence. Yeah. The white, actually, you have the right stance on that. All right. I think if you made an inroads to Africa and Jamaica in the gaming scene, you'd go pretty far. Oh, I know that's what's gonna happen. Trust me. My brothers in Ghana have already been speaking with me and my friends here in Jamaica, and their brothers in Jamaica. So we already know what the deal is. It's just gonna happen. We're not waiting, sitting here for any big corporate black people to help us. Nah, we're not with the coonery anymore. That's just buffoonery. It's not gonna happen. We, the people, have to get it done. I bet you could make a sick video game about Africa history. It would have to be done right though, not just done to please social justice warriors and people. Yeah, but it will never happen because you have to understand. White supremacists do not want to apologize for what they did. White people don't mind. They're like, that's history, man. If that's what happened, then that's what's happened. It's no different from like when they made movies in Rome when the Romans were murdering people and enslaving people and blah, blah, blah. Regular white people is like, yo, it's whatever. But racists, white supremacists don't want people to look at them in that demonized manner. So they're going to be against it. Africa has zero representation in esports and elsewhere for the West. Show not true. Zero's too much. But I get your point. What you meant to say is that Africa has very little representation in esports because I represent Africa. That's for sure. I represent. In fact, let me show you guys something. Let me go grab something for you guys before we come to an end on the stream. Anyway, let me see something. Empire Arcadia. Give me a second here, guys. All right. All right. Let me see something. Let me
to give thanks and praise.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
As I was being awarded by Nintendo and
all right. Let me see something.
To help bring Jamaica up in esports, you know, help them solidify this winning video game team on planet Earth. World records, but to show the dedication. I could not be here if I not have had this arcade, Arcadia competitive gaming, to prove anything. But a new game set them in this because they will not create a platform machine. But this industry, we're the ones who buy to the country, which is a tomahawk, a dome by the British gods. That's what we call it. My job is to I want to thank you. One more. Small story. My team.
All right, hold on for a second, guys. I'm trying to get something so you guys can see something here.
In order to a Tumwa being
right to give thanks away in 2020. Who stood the award by Nintendo was line as the pendulum swings and that always allow people. Father who is in New York
there's a thing I'm trying to get here.
Tournament and hundreds of tournaments, you know.
What the heck? One second, guys. 1 second. Play.
I caught that later end of That's Incredible when Ben Gold came racing through and he won the Champions Cup Center. And I was like, on my website in 2002, what we've done in a ton. Thank you very much.
What? How did I miss? Where's this?
The gamers, because started in the industries could context the actual world in and to I'm going to work on that and bring the world to Walter, because the award I found out was my brother calling me. Biden never won, you know, they always allow my family that I did esports in Jamaica that I won my 2020. I also
1 second,
made my mother proud and 100. I bring this up because it's not about me tooting my own horn and those around me. Empire Arcadia helped me. It took Billy to today. Empire Arcadia's point, I don't have to prove any competitive gaming. Them in this multi-billion form for gamers to be able
This
to
is
get their
crazy.
shot.
Why can't I find this part?
You know, it is impossible. We're the ones who buy the games, which is
So it's in the
Ottumwa,
beginning.
Iowa.
Oh,
The
that's like
actual one and true only video game.
All right, 1 second, guys. There's a part here where I'm being inducted into the International Video Game Hall of Fame, and then they bring me up here, and I guess I'll just play from the beginning. It can't be long. It's like 5 minutes, so it's not a big deal. Let me run this on the main screen. All right, let's go. So this is me getting inducted into the International Video Game Hall of Fame last year. And I'll show you something I said. It was very important when I went into the Hall of Fame, what I did. Whoa. Okay, let's go.
Thank you, everybody. This is a long time coming. I didn't write a speech. I'm actually here to talk to everybody. The first thing I want to do is give thanks. It is always right to give thanks and praise. I'm not a religious guy, but nothing can be done without God, so we thank God first. The second person I would like to thank is my mother, who has passed away in 2012. I was in LA with Walter, receiving an award from Nintendo for being the person who stood the line for the most Nintendo launches. And my phone was ringing while I was actually receiving the award, and this is actually on YouTube. And Walter, a representative of Guinness, and the president of Nintendo of America, Reggie Fils-Aimé, was honoring me with that award from Guinness. After the award, I found out it was my brother calling me. And so I went back to my hotel room, and as I was being awarded by Nintendo and Walter and Reggie, I received news that my mother passed away. So as something good happens and something's bad, what's that line? As the pendulum swings in favor of one, it swings back in favor of its opposite. My family, my entire lineage comes from a very humble means and backgrounds. We are from Jamaica. Originally, we are from Africa. That is where our descent is, and I always remind people that I am African, from a family in Jamaica, but raised in the United States of America. And despite America's problems here and there, it's still the greatest country on earth. With that said, I would like to move forward with that, and I would like to thank the rest of my family. My father, who is in New York with muscular dystrophy, so he's almost immobile. My aunt, who told me that my mother's last words was that she was proud that I was in the Guinness Book of World Records, and that she would want me to one day come back home to Jamaica and represent Jamaica, in which I did. So in 2012, I went back to Jamaica. I brought my team there to help bring Jamaica up in eSports, help them solidify their space in eSports, because they had a community just like you guys that played video games, but no platform to push it. And I went there, and it was in Jamaica that I won my 2000th tournament for my team, which then got our team recognized in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most documented tournament-winning video game team on planet Earth. I also made my mother proud by getting 8 Guinness World Records, 30 Twin Galaxies World Records, and hundreds of tournaments, over 100 plus tournaments that I've won. I bring this up because it's not about me tooting my own horn and what I've done, but to show the dedication that I have for the people that I love and those around me. So that's my family out of the way. The next set of people I want to thank is my other family, Empire Arcadia. I could not be here. It is impossible, literally impossible, for me to be here if not for the first 2 dynasties that helped me get to this position. I would not have had the platform to be recognized. Much like Walter, it took Billy, it took the whole Life magazine crew of gamers and all the supporters in Ottumwa, the people from the Ottumwa committee who grew up and helped him build his arcade, for Walter to be able to get his vision realized to today. So I want to give a special thanks to my entire team, members of Empire Arcadia, both now and former, for helping me to reach the levels that I've reached with my team and to get me to this point. Now that I'm at this point, I've retired from competitive gaming. I now can play video games freely, just for fun, no more competitions. I don't have to prove anything to anybody, and this ends this chapter of my life. With that said, let me go into the final segments of this. I'm done here with competitive gaming in terms of playing it to prove anything. But a new game starts for me. And after this Hall of Fame, I now don this suit. The gamers need someone to represent them in this multi-billion-dollar industry that naturally builds a machine that takes advantage of gamers worldwide, because they will not create a platform for gamers to be able to get their shot at stardom and greatness. They will not help the people who put down the infrastructure, the mud, the wood, the bricks, the cornerstones, like Walter. They're going to forget you because it's a machine. But this industry, none of the video game companies, none of the video game esports industries could be anything without us, the gamers. It is impossible. We're the ones who buy the games, we're the ones who play the games, we're the ones who promote the games, we're the ones who add the context to the content. So without us, there won't be any industry. And my job now, at this point, is to make sure that I represent the history, which is Ottumwa, Iowa, the actual one and true only video game capital of the world, undisputed, and to bring the outside world in and to raise Ottumwa up as the Mecca, the Madison Square Garden. You guys need a dome by the Bridgeview Center in the next 2 or 3 years. I'm serious, I'm gonna work on that. And bring the world here so that they can meet, this is for us younger generations, the elder gods. That's what we call them, guys like Walter. Because these guys are the first gods. You see, we have a god down here and we have an injustice god over there. And but like Walter and Billy, these are the elder gods. So my job is to actually bring the world so that they become educated about these guys and help make Ottumwa great again. And with that, I want to thank everybody for supporting Ottumwa, Iowa, and giving me this great honor of being put into the International Video Game Hall of Fame. Finally, yes, one more. There's an ending to this. I would like to give my greatest thanks to the elder god himself, Walter Day. Small story. My team could have not been made if not for what you guys did 36 years ago. It is 36 years ago, right? 36. I caught that later end of That's Incredible when Ben Gold came racing through the tape. Yeah. And he won the championship. Guys like Steve Harris, who wrote EGM, would tell tales in the early editions of EGM about all the greatness of these championship gamers. The Nintendo World Championships held in Florida at the Epcot Center. And I was like, man. Yeah, Walter Billy tells real stories. So I was like, I want to grow up one day and be like these guys, and I want to be great at video games. And that stuck with me. I wrote an article about Walter in 2001 and posted it on my website in 2002 as the pioneers of esports, which Walter read, and I didn't know until I met him in 2008. He was like, "You're Triforce Johnson," and I'm like, "How do you know who I am?" He's like, "You wrote an article about me in 2002 about what we've done in Ottumwa, Iowa, and if not for Walter, if not for Billy, Ben, Todd Walker, Mayor Jerry Parker, Ottumwa, I would have never been inspired to make my team. So it's thanks to you guys, Empire Arcadia exists, and thanks to Walter. Thank you very much."
Again, from Ottumwa Video Game Capital World, your bag of tricks.
I bought a bunch of swag already.
Yeah, I know, we got the money. Also thanking the Ottumwa Chamber of Commerce, Southside Drugs, Eyes and Ears, Indian Hills Community College, John Deere, Ottumwa Economical Development.
So that was me at the International Video Game Hall of Fame last year, 2018. So, well, 2017. Well, the class of 2016, but it was done in 2017. So, just letting you guys know that was what happened down there in the whole 9 yards. So, yeah. In my induction speech, I let everybody know I am African, born in Jamaica, raised in the United States. I let everybody know that first and foremost. Some people take that as offensive, like I'm trying to take a shot at America. It has nothing to do with me taking a shot at America. It's what that thing I showed you guys earlier when you were listening to, when it was like, you have to know your roots. You have to know where your origins come from. If you don't know where your origins come from, you don't know where you're going. And I choose not to forget my roots. Now, there are some black people that choose to forget their roots and they don't want to be identified with being African. And that's fine. I got no problem with that. You know, do your thing, man. But I'm just not going to forget my roots, and I'm going to represent the people. All right, so I'm going to read the last couple of stuff from you guys, and I'm going to end this here in 3 minutes because I want to end it at 1:30 on the dot. I should have ended this a half an hour ago. Definitely one of the few that I've seen actively streaming and such. Yeah, show. We made to pay for the group Triforce looking fresh. Thank you, Kemet God. Everyone, don't you think Triforce should go on Joe Rogan? Who's Joe Rogan? I'm ignorant on that. I have no idea who he is. Sting, thank you. Return of Shadows, Wakanda Forever. It seems to me that no one remembers the what? Pangea, the supercontinent before the world divided itself in its is the original Africa. So everyone is African if everyone comes from Pangea. Yes, Zanif. In fact, the word you're looking for is Pangea was a Latin and Greek word. The African word for Pangea was Abokulan. But yeah, it's the same principle of what you're saying, which is my entire point. And Africa, from what I know scientifically, is the only continent literally grounded to the planet. Everything else is floating. Everything else. That was nice. My background is Grenada. I gotta look at that myself because I'm not a scientist, but I was told that from someone who studies continents or whatever, and it's like Africa is the only one bedrock to the actual planet, etc., and all the other continents are floating, which I don't know about all that, but they said it, so it's whatever. Are you gonna come back later and stream? Yes, I'm coming back in right after I stop this. I'm gonna take a half an hour break and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna stream. We're gonna just do games and stuff like that. Joe Rogan is a Fear Factor guy from the UFC commentator, comedian dude, and very successful podcast. Oh, didn't know that. All right, guys. Do you think Vegeta Beyond Blue? Mike, hold that for the next stream. We'll talk about that. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to close this out. I got one more minute to close this out. Thank you guys for jumping in on the Wakanda stream. Like I said, I'm going to be doing this every day, at least 1 hour a day. I really appreciate everything that you guys do. Thank you guys from McDonald's, Q43, Zuru, and for your donations. I will see you guys in the next stream. We'll be back in a half an hour from now. Thank you, and I'll see you later.